Welcome to our meeting tonight, August 5th. Would you call the roll, call the roll, please?
Mayor McCullough,
Yes.
Commissioner Adamchak,
Here.
Commissioner Opelt,
Here.
Commissioner Minton.
Here.
Mayor, we have 4 commissioners present. The quorum of 3 is met.
Thank you, Chelsea. Would you join me in the Pledge of Allegiance? I pledge allegiance
To the
First item on our agenda is a proclamation. I'm gonna have to practice this, semi-quincentennial. You can all come up if you want. Don't be shy. We're pleased to have you all in the audience. Good. Yeah. Why not? Whereas on July 4th, 2026, our nation will commemorate the semi-quincentennial anniversary of the signing of the Declaration of Independence, and whereas the journey towards this historic milestone is an opportunity to reflect on our nation's past, to honor the contributions of all Americans, and to look forward to future generations who will carry forward the ideals of democracy and individual liberty that make the United States a unique nation in the world community. And whereas the great state of Kansas passed a bill creating the Kansas Commission for the United States Semi-Quincentennial, and our own legislator, Sydney, was involved in that, and the governor helped her, asked her to introduce the bill. Now I gotta find where I am. Sorry. Yeah, and to encourage and develop and coordinate commemoration of the 250th anniversary of the founding of the United States, and to recognize the impact of this event on the people of Kansas and the nation's past, present, and future. And whereas the National Society Daughters of the American Revolution, DAR, is a non-political women's service organization established in 1890, whose members are lineal descendants from patriots of the American Revolution, and the Kansas Society of the National Society of the Daughters of the American Revolution has an appointed commission representative to the Kansas Commission for the United States Semi-Quincentennial, and KSDAR members are dedicated to promoting historic preservation, education, and patriotism. And whereas KSDAR encourages Manhattan-Riley County, Kansas, to begin planning in 2025, or right now, in commemoration of our nation's rich history and diversity by completing projects in unique, local, and impactful ways. And whereas from the 250th anniversary of the Boston Tea Party in 2023 until the 250th anniversary of the signing of the Treaty of Paris in 2033, our nation's rich history and diversity experience is an opportunity to honor all men and women who achieved American independence. These patriots, believing in the noble cause of liberty, fought valiantly to establish a new nation. And whereas it is fitting and proper to accord official registration to this memorable anniversary, now therefore I, Karen McCullough, Mayor of the City of Manhattan, do proclaim August 5th, 2025 as the countdown to the United States semi-quincentennial. I learned how to say sesquicentennial. Please tell us what you...
Thank you, Mayor McCullough and city commissioners, for this proclamation. And on behalf of the Daughters of the American Revolution, Polly Ogden Chapter, Manhattan, 250 years ago, our forefathers embarked on a bold experiment in democracy, declaring their independence and setting forth the principles of liberty, equality, and self-governance. The Declaration of Independence, adopted on July 4th, 1776, was not just a statement of separation from British rule, but a profound declaration of human rights and the inherent dignity of every individual. American independence was not preordained. It was won on the battlefields, small towns, cities, and farms, on the ocean and in harbors, by brave colonists willing to sacrifice everything for an idea, a hope, and a promise of liberty. Our nation is a tapestry woven with the threads of many cultures, backgrounds, and experiences. It is this diversity that makes us strong and resilient, and it is our shared commitment to the principles of democracy that bind us together as one people. Let this 250th anniversary of our country remind us of the power of hope, the strength of unity, and the promise of a brighter future. Thank you. Thank you.
Mayor. This being the first meeting of the month, we would allow public comment on any issues that they would like to comment on. Gary, are you? Please join us.
Good evening, Commissioners. John, behind me?
John, I don't think John's with us.
Oh, okay. I live at my name is Gary Oles. I live at 3308 Frontier Circle. My first order of business is to recommend to you, and Peter and specifically, is continue to have your Saturday talks and continue to invite an individual commissioner. Folks, if you're listening, it's a wonderful opportunity. You really just need to come. You don't have to come as much as I do, but you need to come and sit and listen to citizens' concern and listen to the perspective, which is a broad perspective, far more information than any citizen has with regards to the city's operation. So I just want to encourage you to continue to do that, because it's it's a great opportunity that hopefully you can expand on as time goes on with other meetings, as we talked about Saturday. Secondly, I just want to touch on, although I don't think it's on the agenda, I didn't look, I just want to touch on something to remind you and everyone else that specifically in my example of my home where I live, as you look at the 2026 budget, I want to reflect back for a second on the 2025 budget that's going on right now. I know you know this, but I'm going to state it again, because everybody needs to realize this. For me, it's about $1,600 for the city's portion of my property taxes, okay? Mathematically, 80% of that is going to RCPD. It's critical that the citizens understand that you all, of the 38 million, I'm rounding, 38 million that you assessed for the 2025 budget, you had to assess about 21 million of that to RCPD. And it's so critical for people to understand that the bulk of money that they pay in taxes is not kept by the city. Now, granted, they get great law enforcement, but it's not kept. And so it's important for them to know that. And of course, if you're looking at increasing the mill, that increases a little more. And as we know, 80% of that increase mathematically will go to RCPD and other needs within the city. So we appreciate the work that you do. It's difficult work. You were hired by the citizens when you were elected to make decisions, a yes or no vote. Some are hard decisions, some are easy decisions. But I just want to encourage you to keep listening to the people who elected you, because those are the people in our representative, most fitting, representative republic that you represent. And it's a hard job. Some of you have been at it a while, and we so much appreciate the hard work that you do. Thank you.
Thank you. Are there any other individuals who'd like to
Did Gary sign
speak
in?
on anything that's, what?
Did Gary sign in?
Yes. Okay, commissioner comments.
Well, yeah, as Gary mentioned, I had 5 people show up on Saturday. I know it's kind of busy time of the year, so I'm going to keep trying to have open conversations with folks as much as possible. And if you have any ideas of a different time or a better way for me to get that word out, I'd love to hear from you. So I think that's been one of my favorite parts of serving, is being able to sit and chat with folks. So I'd love to get more people out.
The donuts were fantastic.
Yeah, and thank you for showing up, Karen.
I suspect that some people who normally might attend were not there because Everybody Counts was held this weekend, and I understand there was very good turnout, lots of opportunity to become familiar with a number of the support agencies in our community. This was also an opportunity for people to get free haircuts, some basic health screenings, and it was, if you remember, Saturday was actually a fairly pleasant day.
It was
so
wonderful.
It wasn't bad being outside. So thank you to the organizers for that event.
I would just say ditto. I was there. There were tons of people, and it was a chance for kids to get their sports physical, which is not that easy right now because some doctors' offices don't do it. So that was great. There were lots and lots of people giving advice. I got a handy-dandy fan from the Evergy people. So thank you, Debbie Nuss, for your many years of service and getting this going and getting people there. And the weather was fantastic. Okay, we'll move on to the consent agenda. Items on the consent agenda are those of a routine and housekeeping nature. Commissioner, do you have any questions on the consent agenda?
I have a couple.
I do too.
Go ahead.
Okay, so on the sale of the lots in
Which
the
one is that?
business park, F2.
F2, mhm.
Danielle, when we sell real estate, so are we anticipating to get that in a lump sum payment, like when it closes? How does that affect our budget for next year?
So this goes into what was previously the industrial promotions line item. And so we are actually having that conversation about kind of combining some of those special revenue funds. And so it will be dedicated, and we will put it in our economic development sales tax, will allow us to use those funds to do additional things out at the industrial park, to work through other opportunities, other things that might come up, like the chamber wants us to work on.
Okay, and I assume that's the same with the Amazon warehouse that went through, or I don't know if
Exact
that's
same process.
closed, but that's awesome. That's really great that we've been able to sell several lots this year. That's a really nice boon for us. And then the Boys and Girls Club request, are they requesting additional funds, or is it just to use them for a different manner?
They are just requesting to use them in a different manner. This is very much an administrative action that is taking place. However, if the commission wishes for that to go back to the Community Support Services Advisory Board, we can certainly do that.
Okay. I just wanted to clarify.
I have two questions regarding item D, final plats.
I would ask Community Development Director Peterson to come to the podium.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Stephanie, my questions pertain to, they are requesting, the total land mass that they own is over 61.
Sorry, which,
Sorry, the first one. The
Cedarhurst, okay.
Cedarhurst. So they have 61.16 acres, and they're asking for one platted lot of 15 acres. The rest will just remain as one giant area? Or would it be more efficient for them to plat additional segments at this point?
So the larger tract was owned by one property owner. They have sold off the part that is being platted, that 15 acres. So the original property owner does not have any plans at this time to develop that. So they will leave the kind of the remnant tract unplatted at this moment.
The findings that we were provided suggest that public utility services are available and are of adequate capacity.
Correct.
So does that imply that we will merely be laying new lines, obviously, but making connections to existing infrastructure?
That is correct. They will have to connect to existing water and sewer lines. Those easements are dedicated on the plat, and then any easements they need that are outside of the platted area would be dedicated by separate instrument.
And then my final question on this one is, for safety purposes, ought we to be considering a second entrance and exit? As the plat now is laid out, there's only a single entrance from Kimball.
Correct.
Was that a consideration in those discussions at all?
So that would be up to risk reduction, since they would be the emergency response. They reviewed it. They didn't have any issues with that single access point. One of the requirements is for any road or cul-de-sac that's longer than 600 feet, it has to have some sort of turnaround at the end, which they will accommodate. But there's also recognition that that road potentially in the future could extend through to the unplatted tract. And then there would be an additional access further to the south when that land develops.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
And then, can you bring up the map of the Unger complex replat? I'm not skilled at reading the very detailed plan.
Might test me too then. Did you want the actual plat or you want the aerial?
The one at the bottom.
Sure.
So can you indicate on this map where Plat 1 and Plat 2, where's the line of demarcation?
It's right here, this black line.
So what are they planning, what is planned for the smaller area?
So the plat doesn't indicate what is planned there. They actually show the existing building only for reference. What they do not show on the plat is their new building. Plats dedicate easements right away and then divide lots. So the plat we can't tell from the plat what they're planning to do, and honestly, I do not know. I don't even know if that lot is going to be sold to them from K.S.A.
So that was going to be my next question. I understood that there was a small parcel that K.S.A. was retaining, and so that's what we're talking about here?
Correct.
Possibly.
So possibly. Lot 2, that was also not included in the rezoning. That retained the business commercial zoning. So only Lot 1 is zoned RH.
Okay, thank you very much.
You're welcome.
That it?
Yep.
Okay. I just like to know, I think the public might like to know what the changes in the code of ordinances with airport rates, and it's item E5.
I would invite our airport director,
Yeah,
Brandon
he's
Kieser,
on his
please.
way. I just, I have no problem with it, but I just thought we could be a little more clear.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you for the question, Mayor. And so really what we're doing is just updating our rates and charges for our landing fees. We've always had a landing fee designated that's broke out for our smaller aircraft, 12,500 pounds, all the way up to 100,000 pounds. Now what we're doing is we're making that adjustment for our 100,000 pound aircraft that are over that 100,000 pound rate. The other thing that we're doing on this ordinance is we're adding our fuel flowage fee. Our fuel flowage fees used to be tied into our agreements with our FBOs, our fixed base operators, the ones that sell our fuel to our aircraft. By putting it in this resolution and that ordinance and adopting it, it's putting it out there, and it's also adding an inflator. So as we move on throughout the years to come, that there is always going to be an increase in some of these fees.
Okay, thank you. Anybody have any questions about that? Nope.
Thank you.
Okay.
Yes, Mayor.
Just thought we needed a little more clarity there, perhaps. Are there any public comments to the consent agenda? Any commissioners? I didn't hear any commissioners. Okay, I would entertain a motion to approve the consent agenda.
I move that we approve the consent agenda.
Second?
Been moved and seconded. Would you call the roll, please, Chelsea?
Commissioner Adamchak?
Yes.
Commissioner Opelt?
Yes.
Commissioner Minton?
Yes, but I need to recuse myself from E3.
Mayor McCullough?
Yes.
Motion carries 4-1.
Okay.
3.
Oh, 3-1. Excuse me.
Well, I think John.
Motion
Okay.
carries, excuse me, sorry.
We have a public.
Sorry, Chelsea, I made that
Nope,
complicated.
it's okay. Motion carries
No.
4-0 with the exception of
E.
item E3,
Yes.
which carries
3, 0, 1.
3-0 to 1, with Commissioner Minton abstaining.
Okay. We have a public hearing now.
Yes.
Okay. I will open the public hearing.
Thank you, Mayor, Commissioners. Brian Johnson, City Engineer and Director of Public Works. This item is a utility vacation request that we got from the owner of the former Midtown building. Now it's going to be the Hampton Inn Hotel. Back when it was platted in the 2020-ish, 2021 range, there was a real small, about 3 foot by 20 foot block out here, and that's where all the telecommunications were going to come into the building. There's a little block out there so that those telecommunications could get put outside of the alleyway so they didn't get hit when they're in the alleyway. You all know how small those alleyways are, and we get stuff hit in those all the time. So this little notch out was created for all of those utilities to come in there. With the new building now, the new building is going to set over in this area, and then this actually going to be part of the parking garage, and obviously those utilities don't want to go through the parking garage to get to the building, so they're going to come around to 12th Street now. And so the applicant has asked us to vacate that small portion so that they can use that for additional parking in the parking garage. This application was received from the owner. We did advertise it for 21 days per state statute, and now the public hearing is to look into the vacation request. No utilities are currently in the right-of-way to be vacated. All utilities have responded to the request to vacate, and all responses were supportive. And so with that, possible motion to vacate, and I will stand for questions.
Great. Commissioners, do you have questions?
No questions, but Brian, what you said was very helpful versus, I think, what was in the presentation. So I appreciate the
You're
explanation.
welcome.
That
Thank
was-
you.
That was, yes, very helpful.
Yes.
Okay, we have a public hearing. Is there anyone in the public that wishes to speak? Nobody signed up, but, okay. Close the public hearing, make a motion.
I move that we find that no private rights will be injured or endangered by such vacation, that the public will suffer no loss or inconvenience, and that, in justice to the owner, the request ought to be granted, and approve ordinance number 7767, vacating a public utility easement located in the 1200 block alley between Laramie Street and Moro Street.
Second.
Good job. It's been moved and seconded.
Commissioner Opelt?
Yes.
Commissioner Minton?
Yes.
Mayor McCullough?
Yes.
Commissioner Adamchak?
Yes.
Next
Motion carries 4-0.
Next item is on the general agenda is to consider a request to annex 4790 Skyway Drive.
Good evening, Stephanie Peterson. As the mayor just said, you have before you this evening a consent island annexation at 4790 Skyway Drive. This just gives you a general location of where that property is, kind of the vicinity of east of the airport. The tract is this triangle here with the yellow dotted line. I will note that all of the zoning in this area is county zoning, so none of these properties are currently annexed. Here's the airport over here for reference. So the zoning in this area is commercial and industrial uses. Our future land use map, for some reason, shows this area being agricultural. If I jump back real quick to this image, you can see that both the current tract that we're considering, as well as this tract are already fully built out. So I can't explain it. I wasn't here when we did our comp plan. But it is consistent with the area to the west, showing that there's a mix of commercial and industrial within the area. As far as a timeline goes, because this is an island annexation, the county has an opportunity, well, they have to make 3 findings and pass a resolution. You can see here just a general breakdown of what that process looks like. After the county takes action, there is a 30-day protest or appeal period, excuse me. And then if we get through that, we would come back before the commission for your consideration of an annexation ordinance. The property owner will have to rezone within 3 months of the annexation. Right now, they are proposing ICS, which is industrial communities or commercial services, which would be consistent with the surrounding land use in that area. That is what I have for you. If there's any questions, I'm
Thank you.
happy to answer
Do any
those.
commissioners have questions on the presentation?
No.
Is there any public comment on the presentation? Seeing none, hearing none, I would entertain a motion.
Question, can we just say we move to approve A3? Do we have to state it out?
No.
We can say move to approve A3. Okay, I move we approve. That's only on executive sessions, right? Yeah. I move we approve A3.
Second.
I do think that in the minutes, we probably should say what A3 is, just in case people want to look back and see. I mean, that's not going to.
I'll say it if you want me to say it.
That's fine. We will include that actual
Okay.
language in the minutes.
Yeah, that's all. I mean, just, okay. It's been moved and seconded.
Commissioner Minton,
Yes.
Mayor McCullough,
Yes.
Commissioner Adamchak,
Yes.
Commissioner Opelt.
Yes.
Motion carries 4-0.
Thank you. We have an executive session and we need 15 minutes. Would someone like to make a motion?
This one must be read into the record.
Right, yes. I would like to make a motion to recess into executive session to discuss the purchase of property for public works purposes pursuant to the exceptions set forth in K.S.A. 75, TAC 4319B6, related to preliminary discussions related to the acquisition of real estate, and to resume the open meeting at 6:45 in the city commission room.
Second.
Would you call the roll, please?
Mayor McCullough,
Yes.
Commissioner Adamchak,
Yes.
Commissioner Opelt,
Yes.
Commissioner Minton.
Yes.
Motion carries 4-0.
Okay. Go meet. No binding action was taken during the executive session, therefore no vote in the open meeting is needed. I would entertain a motion to adjourn.
Second.
Moved and seconded, would you call the roll, please?
No, we just
Oh,
say
we just say adjourned.
Aye.
aye.
Aye. You can say adjourned too if you want. Good job.